Okay, so my current hyperfixation right now, like in books, is Heated Rivalry, which is a second book in the Game Changer series. And so I read Heated Rivalry, and I know it's the second book. And that makes me curious about the series because I finished the series and I've been finishing the series for 2 days, and I finished the book 2 days ago too. But like when I get into rabbit holes like this, I have to know everything, and I know that the second season for that series isn't coming out till 2027, and I know that right now I'm trying to get my hands on the books, like physical copies of the books, and that right now is like impossible. And then I like hardcovers, so and there is a reason for that. I do horribly with paperbacks because I read too often, especially when it comes to my favorite books. And I'm also trying to gain my book collection back because I lost my entire book collection a little while ago, other than like 15 books. And so I'm trying to create a new collection that I know I will enjoy and use every single day. And that really sucked for me when I lost my book collection because it was out of my control. And there was nothing anybody could do about it. And it was crafted for me by my best friend. And that was one of the things that really, really mattered to me. Like everything else, it doesn't matter what it is. And then also, on top of that, with that book collection, I did also lose some very, very personal items that obviously I will never get back, just like the book collection. So, I know that. And then Heated Rivalry, because I read the book, Heated Rivalry, and then I found the series because I got into a rabbit hole, and then I found that this book series has 7 books. And I know that the TV show is at least out for 3 seasons. At least. For now. And I know that they're working on the second season, but it won't be out 2027. So I'm glad I'm late on this bandwagon, because if I was out when this was like super, super popular, and it still very much is, but it happened like if it happened about a while ago, about 6 months, I would like to say. Or at least that's what I've been seeing, like on YouTube. And, yeah. And, like, I've been trying to get, like, physical copies of books. It's impossible. So, that will be something that I save for and all of that. Of course, that's kind of hard because I don't have a job right now. But I will do what I have to do to get my hands on that book series. Even if that means saving my allowance to the ends of the earth. And right now I do get an allowance because I am working on school, which is what my allowance is primarily used for. But there is a portion of my allowance that doesn't get used for my schooling, like almost about, I would like to say, 85% of my allowance goes towards my schooling, and the other 15%, if I'm calculating that right, goes to my savings, which can stay there for a while. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. And yeah, we're just gonna do this thing. Because I am obsessed. If that's the second book, and they made a whole series on it, and I've been watching that series for 2 days, and it's the same series, but I watch it with different people's reaction because I don't have HBO Max. And I can't even get the DVDs till next year. I can't get the DVDs, I can't get the new book, I can't get any of the books really until next year. Because everything's like sold out max. And so I'm gonna do what I have to do to get my hands on these books. But for right now, I have 3 more of the books on Libby, and I'm just waiting for them to become available to me. And I'm not kidding you, I will read them over and over and over again until I have to return them. And then I'm gonna have to buy them. I already know I'm gonna have to buy them. And I know I'm gonna want the hardcovers because I don't do well with paperbacks. And, because I read them too often. And, yeah. Because I do the same thing with Ali Hazelwood. She is one of my favorite ones. Rachel Reed is getting up there, which is the person who created Game Changers, I believe. I believe that's her name. And then there is just so many that I'm just like, yes, I need. Like Tracy Wolf is another one of my favorite authors. There are just so many because I read too much. And then if I find out there's an adaptation to a book that I've already read, you got me. And I like to see the differences, and I like to see what's the same in the book and not. Because, like, I did the same thing with the Harry Potter series. Like, I know Dudley has blonde hair, and in the book and in the movies he does not. And there are just so many differences to certain things in the Harry Potter series. But, like, Heated Rival does not have that problem. It doesn't have that problem. But it does make me curious because they left a portion of the second book out of the ending to the first series. So I'm wondering if they're going to use that as the entry to the second series. Like the second season. I don't know. But I can't wait to find out. Bye, guys.